Good evening, everybody from Universal Studios. Today we are back here for some Halloween Horror Nights updates. You guys obviously know that. However, we have massive updates today. Lots of changes going on. We have scare zones being dang near fully developed. We have the All Hallows Eve Boutique has some fun stuff going on over there. A lot to cover today. Probably going to be one of our biggest updates yet of the year. Could be the biggest one just because there's so many changes. However, we can't waste too much time because there are some weather issues going on right now. We do have, I think, a hurricane or at least a tropical storm heading to Florida. Obviously, it's HHN season, so we knew this was coming. But either way, let's go check out some of these crazy updates here at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights 2024. Now, immediately, I don't think we have any more lights, but I don't even remember. I feel like these things were just covered the last time we covered them, so we won't look too much at them. But as we can see, a lot of lighting out here, and I feel like it was more than what we had last time. Funny enough, I think this is the first update. We have Nicole with us today, so we'll have a little double insight.
I don't think I've seen like anything.
No, only outside of my videos. Oh my gosh, it is busy to get in here.
Wow.
Look at the line here right now. Yeah, seriously. All right, well, give us just a minute. Right away, we have a new entry facade that has gone up. Looks very similar to last year's. I feel like we were all talking about up top. We're like, well, Dr. Oddfellow walk around up there. I don't even remember. Did he? Do you remember?
I didn't ever see anyone up there, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. So I think that might just be because it's used for something else, maybe, you know, like a double utility purpose or something. But either way, we do have at least our front facade here. So again, if we do have Duality of Fear, again, my assumption was as you come this direction, this would turn us then into Demon Queens. Again, total assumption here. As of right now, I don't think anything new is in this scare zone specifically. I am still curious to see if they put too much in here. I don't know if this is going to be one of those zones where they roll out a lot of things the day of, only because they have the parade that goes on. So I'm going to assume this isn't going to be super dressed up, but I could be totally wrong there as well. We have Tropical Storm Debbie making her way to Orlando right now. It's actually heading up towards the Gulf, and I think it's going to kind of go up through kind of like the crevice there in Florida. I don't know how much we're gonna get here in Orlando. Obviously they shift all of the time, but it is that time of the year where we are starting to see some of those hurricanes and tropical storms develop. We obviously are just a few weeks away from opening night, so we gotta keep in mind that it's probably going to rain, always does, and I think it always will. But you know, that is kind of the time of the season that we're in, and the reason I'm mentioning that is obviously I'm seeing a lot of the testing going on for the fountains right now. So as you can see, we have some fountains testing. They've been kind of just cycling through different versions, and 2 years ago now was when we had the issues where the hurricane came through and they said it kind of took out a lot of these fountains, and now we are back to having them. And now that we see them, obviously we don't want anything to ruin them. I just don't know if the new tech can withstand more hurricanes or more like storm force winds or whatever, but you know, it is something to kind of keep in mind. But as we're looking at, I do want to point out over there, the show building actually looks to be getting developed a little bit more. We kind of had like grates on the backside there and like the railings and everything. So it looks like they're finally starting to kind of finalize that building on its own. I still don't know what all is going on inside of there, but it does look like they are starting to kind of put the finishing touches there. Over here by the bar, I don't know what it is going to be yet. However, it looks like each truss that is here now has a lot more lighting and structure to it. We have 2 speakers and a light on all but 2 of the trusses back here. We still have the 2 spots we're imagining are going to be the menu. Even over here along the wall, we do actually have some lights that are going up. So it does look like this is getting developed, which makes me think it's definitely going to be some sort of stop. I'm guessing some sort of bar. We don't know what is all in store, but again, with how big those screen kind of portions are, there's no screen in them. They have to put a TV in there still, but with how big those are, makes me think it is going to be a pretty big spot. But again, you can see right down along the bottom here, we do have a lot of electronics being ran. So this area is being built up here for sure for Halloween Horror Nights. Now, as we are heading into what we are believing to be the Swamp of the Undead scare zone, again, we saw quite a bit going on in here, but now fully developed, it is feeling like lots of stuff happening here. And I told you over the next week or so, because they put out so many decorations early, I said this is probably going to be the zone that they really start to develop because they already kind of committed to it. But as you can see, we are now coming all the way out here with the railings, with that netting, kind of like the ghillie suit shrubbery that you see. You have it on here too on the boat with the fishing rods. Again, definitely has to be the swamp zone, right? I don't think any of the other zones have anything to do with this. You can kind of see like the moss and kind of of like the seaweed look here on top of like this container. And just all getting put together, this kind of bayou feel, that long grass you might see, and then these buckets and everything that are going on. Let's keep taking a look around. Again, very, very developed in here. As you can see right here, more on the wall. They've really put some more decorations through here. It also looks like they've added some trees. You can see they're kind of like zip tied right here. So these kind of like twigs and such that you're seeing are actually, they're real. It looks like, at least, I don't want to touch them, but it does look like it is real. And again, they are just kind of like put on, yeah, let's see over here. Yeah, this one too. So they have kind of like attachments down here. This one's kind of like roped on. Those are zip tied on. So it is real tree, but it is kind of like stapled on, or kind of held on rather. And they are kind of like trying to bring it out a little bit. You can kind of see them all in the back too. It's a little hard to see, but there's kind of like ropes and things that are kind of holding them in place. So right here, there's like a little tube that you can kind of see. Let's see if we can get it to focus on it. Yeah, right in there. Some sort of device. So I don't know if that is going to be some sort of mister or fogger or what, or if it's meant to just kind of keep the trees alive throughout the season. Maybe it's going to be trying to keep them going, but I feel like once you chop off a branch, it's kind of already dead at that point. But either way, there are a lot of these over here. Again, you can see another one right here. It's basically every few feet, you can start to see them. And I don't know what they're gonna be doing, shooting stuff out or what they're gonna do, but something unique is gonna be happening in this scare zone, and definitely things I feel like we haven't seen before. Again, more decorations here. Keep out. We have some of the like little like mini buoy things or whatever that are on the sides of the boat. Some tools here, more greenery and shrubbery, more of this mossy look. Nicole's wondering if somebody's gonna go under. I don't think so.
No.
I think it's a little too short, and I feel like too many people would hit their head. You're gonna have too many people going home from knocking their heads out. It looks like we do have some new plants down here too. They had like flowers, I think, before. Now we kind of have this like, I don't know, long grassy shrubbery, something again you might see more in a swamp or bayou feel, but this whole thing has been developed now. We have an owl up here, by the way, and then we've got like a little seat, basket, and everything is just kind of looking better. I also wonder, did they take out some of the boards here? I think they did. Let me see. So I see nails here, which makes me think that they just ripped off the boards and just hammered the nails down, because I think these were like it was a full platform, and I think now they actually removed some. We have like a little tank down there, more garbage, more greenery, shrubbery, more things attached right here. Also, I guess we haven't totally looked up, but if you do look up along those like wires that we did see, we do have now kind of what they always tend to do, some sort of hanging greenery of sorts, and it is kind of along the entire thing. I wonder if we're gonna get anything going from like that corner right there to like above us right here. I don't totally know, but it also does look like we have developed up that little hut a little bit too. So this is, again, the other side. It does, again, look like they removed some of the wood. And the reason I definitely say that is because if you look here, like this doesn't look like they spray painted or like colored at all. And this looks kind of like they tried to color it. So I'm guessing they removed some of the wood platforms to kind of give it, again, more of that worn down look. Just all of this is being developed a little bit. We do have a speaker now back there being tucked away. Let's take a look up here. Nicole, you haven't seen this yet, right?
No, I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, so, I mean, this whole zone is very, very developed, is it not?
Are the other zones like this developed too, or are they like focusing on this
not
right
quite
now?
like this, no. But we do have...
I always do this one like early on.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I feel like this one just, I don't know if it's because it's like kind of shaded and kind of like this little area. I don't know. But we do definitely have a lot more coming together here. Right down there, you can see a little like alligator or crocodile skull. It looks pretty thin, so I would go out on a limb to say crocodile. We have another one of those kind of statues there. We also have a turtle that looks to be like a turtle shell, like nailed to the actual like structure there. And they have added some leaves and greenery to the side of it. Also really built up underneath to kind of give it that illusion that it is now above some sort of swampy bayou feel. Also, if you guys can see along the like stands there, right there, and then right over here, you can see more of those little misters. So I wonder if we're gonna get kind of like a fine mist being blown pretty much at all times, kind of just like a light kind of flowy mist. I'm sure we're gonna have fog in here. No fog machines yet, I don't see any, but I do think we're gonna have a lot of mist kind of coming out, kind of giving you that like misty look. But even over here, again, more greenery, more shrubbery. It looks like they covered that window right there with kind of like a drape that looks to be torn up and shredded. Also looks like the siding of this building, they kind of made it look a little bit more distressed. So really, really developed up this entire hut right here. And I definitely called it. I said, this is going to start to kind of come together. And I feel like in a week we did it. Also, even right here, you have another one of those sprayers. They are all over, by the way. Anywhere you see this fencing, you see these little mister things. So I'm guessing that is going to be coming off and kind of spraying some sort of mist of some sort. Now they did kind of cover up more of these boat areas. I still want to see what this looks like at night, if there is some lighting effects and things like that that are going to ultimately kind of show here. I do see some electrical work going on. It is, it's a mirror, and I think like the further you stand back, you can start to see it reflect. Obviously we have this here. Yeah, so I think there's going to be something pretty cool here that kind of comes along. The boats look like they kind of put them down here kind of long ways now. As you can see, we have the boat all kind of mossed up here with that moss and seaweed again. This is strapped down, these wood posts. So again, just everything inside of here, very, very well developed. Everything is looking very good. All of these boats look to be kind of taking up more space now, and they're pretty much just bringing everything to life. A lot of this kind of, I don't know what you call this, like a long grass, really is just kind of reminding me of like the Darkest Deal house from last year, kind of like that, I don't know, like cornstalky kind of grass, if you will. Very long and just, I don't know, almost like rough. But either way, a lot of development in here, looking really good. This one kind of stands out though. This almost looks like almost like a fern of sorts, doesn't it? That kind of like
something you'd put like in a fish tank.
Yeah, right. That one's kind of bizarre. I don't know. Either way, it's looking really good. Lots and lots of props and decorations inside of here, and they have really developed this entire scare zone. I don't know how much more they're going to be adding in here. I don't imagine too much more. Obviously, there's going to be some little details, but for the most part, this looks to be dang near complete. They're going to do a few changes, I'm sure. They'll turn things certain ways. They'll kind of move things around. Obviously, if they're putting foggers in here, which I'm sure they are, they'll have to put that in. And we might get a few more small details here and there, but I think the biggest kind of like lay of the land here has been done inside of Swamp of the Undead here. So I think we are looking pretty darn good. I'm very excited for this. I'm hoping the costumes are good. I think that was kind of a lot of people's gripes last year, was a lot of the costuming just didn't seem to kind of hit the mark. It kind of felt a little disjointed, kind of what they looked like compared to their actual zones they were in. Yeah, and I feel like we were seeing a lot of the same stuff. And this year, I think we're gonna have a very distinct difference, hopefully. And yeah, so I think as long as the costumes and the outfits here look good, I think this zone obviously will be pretty cool. Like I said, very interested to see what those misters do as you kind of walk in and how they're gonna use those.
So if the Demon Queens is following one of the sisters, Serenity? I don't even know.
Surreal and, God, what was the other one's name now? Surreal and Sinister.
Okay, so then I thought it said that the Demon Queens were loyal, like, to Sinister. So that is another...
I think Surreal, actually.
Oh,
one of the two.
Way, is there going to be another zone that's, like, parallel to
dedicated to the other sister? I don't think so. Not in the explanation, at least.
I find that odd, then, that they have, like,
one for one
between two zones, but not within another.
Yeah, so again, and that's what I was kind of talking about, is how I think you're going to ultimately choose a path going one way versus the other. I don't know, maybe they just wanted to follow one, you know, I don't know, Torture Fair maybe kind of has to deal with the other one. Maybe that's like her zone, and I don't know, because you have Blumhouse and Swamp. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to kind of see how they interact. And again, are they the icons that we don't know? They have the 3s in their name for HHN 33. Lots of things in there, yeah. So we'll have to wait and see how that kind of pans out here. I have been seeing that the Fuel Girls have made their way here to Orlando. So they are now practicing and getting ready for their show. I know they are working hard at it. Obviously no signage out there yet, but hopefully it's a good one this year. Again, circus kind of theme, which is going to be a little interesting. I feel like it's a total shift from where they were before.
Thing out here makes me think this area is not going to be utilized.
Probably not the same again. I know, and we were just talking about this like before. We said we really want them to utilize this space more, and there is only one truss here. You might be right, we might not be getting a whole lot here. Across the lagoon, you can go ahead and see some of the trusses up there with some lights on them right out there by Pier 41. So I do think we are going to be getting, again, another bar of some sort out that direction. As we are passing Diagon Alley, we have the new Ministry of Magic area coming to Epic Universe. That was just recently announced. Also, did you see the announcement, Nicole? For Ministry, for like the Harry Potter area in Epic? So it's gonna be Fantastic Beasts and like the Harry Potter universe. Like
I feel like I've heard such mixed reviews on Fantastic Beasts. Like,
have you?
People either love it or they hate it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Still all the same here, so we won't cover too much of this. Same truss, still waiting to see if that becomes a photo op. But we are heading into the brand new confirmed zone for Blumhouse. We don't know too much about it. I don't even think there was much of a description. I think it said like, good things come to those who wait, I think is all they announced. But here we go for Blumhouse right now. So there it is, your big BH for Blumhouse, a big speaker here. Very curious to see what they end up doing with this scare zone. It is going to be quite unique. Are we getting a little hodgepodge of all of their films? Are they able to just put whatever they want in here? Gonna be kind of interested to see. Let's see on the back side. Doesn't look like anything, just kind of a blank wall back here. It looks like we have some connections up there of some sort. So I think that is for the speakers themselves or lighting. Yeah, same thing over here. So more Blumhouse, kind of weird. You kind of have like a weird angle here as you kind of like see like the reflection on this part. I don't know if that's meant to be there or not, or if it's just kind of ironic. But again, 2 speakers here. Looks like this is gonna be lighting that kind of comes up. Looks like, yeah, right here is the end of it. So it actually doesn't go under. It looks like kind of like vinyl on here. So that's cool. So I wonder if the way it worked, if Blumhouse was like, you know what, we want a scare zone this year. And they said, all right, here you go. All right, so let's now take a look at what we have here. It looks like we have some big projectors or something going on up top there. And we kind of have just like the bases are now covered here on these trusses with some speakers. It looks like that's gonna be the Blumhouse logo on that side, but I wanna look at these walls for a second. So looking at these, it looks like kind of a blue and white on wood. Any idea like what film this could be, Nick?
There are so many options, I feel like, for Blumhouse movies.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm like trying to think like, is there a color scheme that we got to see like what ends up coming of this? Obviously we have kind of the same coloring here, a little bit different. Could just be because it's vinyl versus like the paint.
I feel like
but
this
I don't know.
And I don't know why, but this makes me think like Sinister vibes.
Sinister?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, it just jumped into my head.
Okay.
Sinister.
Well, maybe we're getting some. Or did they do Blumhouse? Or is that Blumhouse? Sinister?
I think so. That must sound pretty dumb if they're not.
Well, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I don't know what is coming inside of this scare zone. But again, a lot of changes in here. The bases of all the trusses, like I said, something crazy going on up there. I don't know if that is going to be projectors or if that's going to be some sort of like crazy sort of like fog at some crazy pace. I don't know. We have this big electric box or whatever's going on here, which is crazy. Yeah, there it is. The giant Blumhouse sign as you are walking in this scare zone. Very cool. So I am curious to see what they do here. Again, I guess they could bring any IP they want. It would be interesting to see if they kind of shift through IPs. So maybe like for an hour or whatever, they're doing like one of their films, then the next hour they swap through and they can just kind of like rotate through. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing. Or maybe it's an excuse for them to bring Megan back. Also, I do think all of the lighting is still the same on those trusses back there. I think they added 1 speaker. We do have 4 speakers here in the center, so all the speakers are starting to come together. But again, don't know what we're getting here. More of the Blumhouse signage over here. So it does look like actually this is like a door. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it. But right here we have like the frame of a door, and then we do have the steps. So I don't know if this is gonna eventually be covered or how they're gonna do this, because I mean you have full exposure to this, so you could easily see everybody operating back here. So if they end up closing it off, that kind of makes sense. Give me your guys' thoughts on the Blumhouse scare zone with what we saw based on the coloring, all of the like kind of design on those walls. What are you guys seeing? Is there something I'm missing? Are we kind of seeing an IP there that should be sticking out and it's just not? Let me know. Comments below. What do you guys think is going in the Blumhouse scare zone? Rotation, something specific? I don't know. Very curious to see what goes on there, because again, I don't think we have any description either. Now this is something interesting. We're heading over by the Mummy. We're gonna show you something that I don't know if they've done this before, at least not in recent years. So we are heading into Sahara Traders. Let's go find it all. Here is one right here, the Mystic Madam. I believe this is one of the Easter eggs. Over here. Now this is the start of the Museum of Deadly Exhibits, the brand new haunted house coming this year. So you can see on the ground. Again, let's turn this down a little bit, turn that up so you guys can see.
Oh, they have a big poster right
there
here.
You go. More and more. Is it over here too? Yeah. So we are in the process of getting ready to see this brand new haunted house. And this is a bunch of fun little spoilers and teasers.
Unnatural artifact.
The unnatural artifact of the mysterious origin. So this is what we are following. So they are starting to put some fun Easter eggs in here. So definitely come check some of this out as we are looking forward to seeing how this starts to develop. I don't know if they're going to continuously add here, but again, I think that's the idol that they are talking about in the description that we're following that kind of has this like, I think it's like a curse of sorts, but it's cool to see that they're utilizing this kind of space and everything like that. So we have some fun little Easter eggs, really cool to see that. A few more up here to see, as you can see right there in front of us. Very cool, very exciting stuff. And right here, same thing. Try and get over the top for you guys to be able to see that. There it is. It says admission was $1, by the way. Imagine if that were the case anymore, and tax was 10 cents. That's a high tax though, 10%, that's a lot. Again, another big sign for the Museum of Antiquities here. Do not touch the artifacts. I think that is our artifact that we are going to be dealing with. If you guys, here's the museum map here. So new exhibit, the 9th wonder of the world, the living mummy. I don't know if this is all new. I think these are, again, I don't know. I think they're just adding new things in there. I don't know what all was here before and what wasn't, but there are for sure some new touches in here. I just highly recommend coming and checking it all out. Nothing really new on the stage. It does look like they have added a few small little lights on the back there. We do see that this is from the rendering that was shown. I think this is going to be some sort of like seating for like a king and queen, so I'm almost confirmed that this is going to be the Renaissance Fair area. We do still have all the same lights that we have seen around. Nothing else new in this area. Again, just some minor lighting over there. But again, I'm pretty confident this is going to be the Renaissance Fair, or what is called the Torture Fair scare zone. We are also just a few weeks away from the opening of the tribute store here for Halloween Horror Nights, and we will be here for AP Previews, which is just actually a few nights before Halloween Horror Nights, which is crazy to think, but we will be here again showing you everything going on inside there. They do a fantastic job. However, we are going to kind of scoot around here. We do have the parade coming down here right now. Talk about updates, huh? We are over here at Islands of Adventure because we're not done. We gotta head back to the back of the park over to the All Hallows Eve Boutique, which will finalize all of the updates, but a lot going on here. We still have scare zones that don't have too much in them, but a lot has been going on still elsewhere, which is still cool to see. But again, long lines here. Yeah, look, this is actually pretty busy to get into Island Side right now. You know, you'd think, I feel like people have talked about the park not being super busy, but both lines coming into the park in like the late afternoon, early evening, still pretty busy. Here it is, the All Hallows Eve Boardwalk Lil Boutique. Fun and games, souvenirs. Oh my, it's giving Oddfellow.
It is.
It is. Wow.
Loud in here.
It's loud?
Interesting. No, I feel like we're loud.
Oh. Look at this. What in the world? Bumper cars. This is creepy. What the heck? All of our HHN merch in here. Skull Smash. Rides. What's up top? Oh, are these all different? Okay, so we have Candy King over here for, what's his name? Or, not Dr. Oddfellow, for the Major Sweets. What is this one? Spider Racers. Let's see, Pumpkin Plinko. And the Hudson Pier. Look at these on the wall too. I feel like those are like the designs kind of that we have on the shirts almost. Everything on display here. I feel like it's actually like better displayed here than the Five and Dime almost. I actually don't recall seeing these. Did you see these over at the Five and Dime?
No, I didn't see these little change purses.
Yeah. Is this for, yeah, it is, Halloween Horror Nights. Gosh. I didn't even see this. I don't even know if it's over there. You have these little like...
Should we finally bite the bullet and get one of these refillable cups?
Are those the refillable ones? Oh, they are. Okay. Yeah, have you seen those? Maybe we have. What the heck? Look at this. Those are like roaches in there. You see them?
Yeah.
I just saw like a face come through. Let's see if we can wait and find it here.
What kind of face?
It was like a clown face. I think it just reset, so it's probably gonna come in a second.
Oh, there
it is. Of course. There it goes. The second I basically turned the camera off. This is weird. What do we have over here? The All Hallows Eve Boutique. Below the Hudson Pier. Mega Castle Arcade. That was over at the Tribute Store. Looks like more like ropes, maybe broken down rides there and ride signs. We have tickets this way and more things back here. Corn dogs, fun house. Looks like all just like weird, old school, just like, I don't even know. Ice cold drinks, Midway Penny Arcade. Very cool. I haven't seen this before. It's a skull lamp for $129. We even have the Major Sweets hat with the Lil Boo kind of sucker thing there on the side of it. And there's kind of the full look here. Looks great. We also have the Black Cat from the Major Sweets Scare Zone right there as well. So a few fun Easter eggs. If you really pay attention closely, you can see them here. I also see right there it says Jack right on that. Let's see if I can zoom in for you guys just a little bit more. So I don't know if that's pertaining to obviously Jack the Clown. I don't know. Very cool though. Nonetheless, fun Easter eggs, fun little store here. They just opened this up yesterday. So this is kind of a first look for all of you guys. Definitely come check this out. This should be here for the Halloween season. I think this is the theme that we are getting. Here's Nicole's shirt, by the way. She got this from Old Navy.
Yeah, $10.
$10. So I think it's pretty good. I feel like you can pick up some decent shirts from like random stores.
But I'm like, you know, it's Halloween. If it's the buy for today.
So what did you think about the updates today?
I think they've been pretty good so far. You know, lots of new stuff today, and you gotta keep seeing what's coming as the month goes on.
We can't even hear you. Well, that is it for our updates here at the park. Again, a lot going on right now. And as you know, we are just going to keep getting updates every single week. Pretty much 2 to 3 times a week, they are adding things. I'm trying not to come too often because I want to make sure that there's enough in between, and I want to make sure that you guys are seeing a lot of new stuff. Obviously, as those scare zones start to develop, we'll be here for it. But either way, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out a ton. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. If you want to see more content like this, all future HHN content or anything related to theme parks here in the Orlando area. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.